to go live. Yay! I think we've started. Yes, we've started. Just gonna wait for some people to come around. Gonna wait for the first person. I mean, it's not like there's any point in introducing myself if there isn't anyone here. Just preparing myself. I like how I'm talking to myself when there's no one here. So sad. Okay, we're starting to see some people enter the live stream here, or we're starting to see some activity. Hi, hello there. Hi. Seeing more people joining. We're live. Yay! Just one question. Sorry, I have to bring this live stream up on my phone here. Hi, everybody. So, I just want to ask a question. Can you guys hear me? Great, we're starting to see some people here. But yeah, the question still remains, can you hear me properly? Make sure to tell me in the comments. Cause like, I've started getting used to the fact that I have to wear this thing to make myself heard. But that's good. It looks like you guys have got, or that I've got it under control and that you guys can hear me. And I'm going to casually just bring your comments up here. So I am ready to get started. I have my plan on my computer and everything. So I'll just start off by saying, Merry meet everyone. Welcome back to my pagan life once again. I actually managed to do that the first time. No need for retakes. And yeah, this is 2019's January live stream. I think I want to start off by saying just how are you guys doing? I want to know how you guys are doing, maybe what you've done today if you're willing to share it. Have you been doing anything interesting lately? Make sure to comment that in the comments, the live stream comments. Anyway, the first thing I want to say is that this is going to become a regular thing. This is January's live stream. There's going to be February, March, April, June, July, all the months. We're going to have at least one live stream every single month. This will be your chance, obviously, to ask questions and interact with me directly, and I will also be able to give you guys updates. So instead of making update videos, this will be my time to give you guys updates on stuff. One thing I do want to say, there are some of these live streams that I do want to give certain themes, so I'll actually be getting more to that in the updates part of this video, but, yeah, so, like, maybe I'll do my personality type as a theme for one of the live streams, but we're gonna get back to that right now. So, I will be jumping right into the Q&A section very quickly, but first I just want to give some quick updates. The first one is regarding update schedule dates. Here in Norway at least, and in several other countries, we're approaching spring. And what does that mean? It means nice weather, no snow, hopefully a lot of sun, and exams and tests. Yes, I know, it's annoying, but the thing is, guys, this is the time of the year where I'll be the most busy, and while procrastination and quality is my highest priority, or my highest priorities, I may be on and off with the schedule. My goal is still one video per week. So chances are some days I'll upload on Monday, some days I'll upload on Tuesday. Those are my best days to upload. So yeah, just so you know. I see you guys are sharing your experiences, sharing your feelings. So yeah, keep doing that. Thank you so much for the support as well. The second thing, upcoming videos. I will soon jump into the questions as well as the question I've already got, but I just want to share with you some other video ideas that I've been considering doing recently. First of all, my personality type. I told you guys I would want to do this as like a theme for one of the live streams. And yeah, because I'm thinking this is kind of elaborate to do, and this is one of the things where I want to interact with you guys. I know I've been going back and forth, back and forth. Should I do a video? Should I do a live stream? I think I should do a live stream or two, because there are a lot of things to cover, and it's mostly about the interaction between you guys that makes it interesting. The second thing, Colden book review. I talked about this in an earlier live stream. Now you guys know what book it is. Colden, written by Varden Frias. I'm so sorry. But this is a book that I really, really like. In fact, the author happens to be one of my viewers on my channel, so when I do this book review, hopefully you guys will be able to ask some questions and he'll be able to answer. Now, that may not be related to my pagan life and stuff like that, but it's one of those things that I really want to do, and I will be doing that video, no matter how delayed it gets. Now we're on to a few more. Tea and Tisane taste test stuff with friends. I got the suggestion. You know who you are. I've actually asked some of my friends, and they've said, hell yeah, let's do it. So I think that will actually be a really good video. I think I'll actually be able to do that. Principles I live my life by. I've been planning for a long time. I don't know if I should make a video like that, but I have wanted to do it for a long time. I see people have been asking, how are you? I'm doing very fine. I'm doing fantastic, in fact. Next up, the Element Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells review. I've talked about that before. I'm thinking of doing that one. Also, would you guys like a Crystal 101 series, or like a series where I go more in depth about the crystals? That, you know, different crystals. If you do, make sure to say yes in the comments right now. And the last one I'm thinking about is protecting yourself from negativity. Kind of just floating up in the air right there, but I'm actually going to be answering that right now, because prior to this live stream, I was actually given a question to answer in this live stream, so I'm going to try and answer that as quickly as possible, because I'm thinking that it can actually be a really good topic for a video, and it will make it easier for people to find and see. So, you know, that's the first Q&A question. How do you protect yourself from negativity? I'm going to try to answer this fast, and I've actually written a few notes on my computer, because this is kind of those questions where I could either talk about what I do to protect myself from negativity, or I could talk about how you actually protect yourself from negativity. The first thing I want to talk about in regards to this is that there are a lot of ways to protect yourself. The first thing is obviously protection magic, for those of you who have heard of that. The second thing is banishing. Yeah, kind of self-explanatory as well. And there's actually one third way of doing it that I would say is pretty essential, but I want to talk about I want to touch on something regarding protection and banishing. The problematic thing when it comes to protecting yourself from negativity is you have to understand what you're trying to protect yourself from. Are you trying to shield yourself from negativity? Are you trying to find a way to deal with it better? That's a really important question, because the use of protection and banishing magic, when we're talking about those types of magics, we're actually entering an area where you have to ask yourself what is necessary to use and what is ethical to use. Banishing magic, for example, if you're going to banish something out of your life, if you're going to banish someone, that is a serious procedure. Whether it works or not is not easy to tell, but my principle is that if it has a chance of working, then you should be very cautious, if not just not do it completely. When it comes to protection, sounds fairly innocent. You know, it sounds fairly innocent, right? But the question is, are you trying to shove away all negativity because you can't handle any of it? Or are you trying to deal with it better? if you are trying to use protection magic to deal with negativity better and not to shun it away, then it may be better. But still, I mean, it's the line isn't so fine. So you could use those types of things, but what I would say is best to use for protecting yourself is what I would call enforcing positivity. What that means is that instead of trying to push away negativity completely, or destroying it, erasing it from your life, or trying to shield yourself from it so that you don't have to deal with the world around you, it would be better, in my opinion, to enhance the positivity, like actually give yourself positive energy. This requires maybe cleansing, ridding yourself of negative energy that you already have, or simply, you know, making yourself feel better, making yourself feel more positive, giving yourself more positive energy. Because the way I see it is that if you have rock bottom here and you have this high here, you want to, and let's say you're somewhere here, if you want to protect yourself from negativity so that you don't hit rock bottom, the best thing for me at least would be to raise my well-being up to, like, maybe here. If the top is here, I'd be here, and then I'd raise it up here to this level, so that if negativity does hit me, it won't hit me as hard. So that if negativity hits me, I'll maybe go down here, and then if it hits me really hard, I'll go a little further down. But the fact of the matter is, for me, if the more positive I feel, the more it will take for me to be slammed down into the rut, into the dumps, I guess you can say. So as for how you can do that, there are multiple different ways of doing it. You can use crystals, you can use meditation, both of which are my favorites. Uh, Using stones like citrine and all that stuff. I actually recently bought myself a stone. I think it's called celestite. Celestite is its Norwegian name. I'm not sure what it's called in English. I think it's celestite. Uh, so, yeah, that's all I can answer that question for now. I think I've been talking about that for a while now. I am ready to get to your other questions. Yay! Uh, I am thinking, let's start with. The first question was, how are you? I'm still very fine, indeed. When did you start practicing Wicca? I started practicing Wicca. This is actually a really good question. Uh, do I actually know that myself? I don't think I do. My Pagan Life was made on October 1st, 2015. By that time, I had already known about Wicca for a long time. When I started practicing it, I'm not completely sure. In my first video, I believe I said something about I started practicing Wicca a few months ago. That was inaccurate. I did start practicing before that. I believe it was sometime in 2014, maybe like, I think it was spring 2014. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my best guess, or my best bet. Um, la 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 la. What are you working as in Norway? Is it worth moving there? That is a seriously good question. For all of you guys who are here and who want to ask questions, you don't only have to ask Wicca related questions, you can ask questions related to me. I can't answer all questions, but I'll try to the best of my ability, and I will tell you when and why something is inappropriate to, like, answer on my part. But what are you working as in Norway? I'm working as a student, plain and simple. I will be 18 this year. Um, and YouTube is my only source of income, if you can even consider that a job. I don't even consider that a job. For me, that's a hobby. I absolutely love making videos, and I use ads as a bonus to that. I hope the ads aren't too annoying for you guys, but I mean, as a 17-year-old who's about to turn into an 8-year-old, I find it very beneficial for me to be able to make a little bit of bonus money off of what I love doing. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah. Um, as for and I'm working as a student. When I say that, I mean I'm a media student. I do everything from photography to video to graphic design at school. That's kind of what my main subject is. Um, the second part of the question was where did it go? Yeah, is it worth moving there? Jesus, uh, I did not mean to say that. There are many things that are definitely worth it. Norway, I would say, has nailed the social security system. This means that there's free healthcare, there's free education, uh, up until high school, third grade. In order to attend universities and stuff like that, I think you do have to pay money for your education. Uh, Norway is very, very narrow in terms of culture and, political correctness. I think a lot of Norwegians love to pride themselves on the fact that they're open minded and they're very modern and all that kind of stuff, but I would argue that Norway is very politically correct. Uh, if you are in any way conservative, you will somewhat struggle for the most part, I think. Um, in terms of jobs and that kind of stuff, I guess it's fairly okay. There are also some flaws within the system, such as the child social services and the well, let's just say there's this thing called NAV, which is it's part of the it's the organization that helps you with money while you don't have a job. They help the people who are injured and or don't have a job with their financial life and all that kind of stuff, helps them get involved in work, helps them get involved in activities. They are somewhat as well, but they do for the most part a good job. When it comes to the child social services, I am not getting into that right now. That is some heavy stuff. But I can attest to the fact that they are fairly. Sometimes they do a few weird stuff. I would not suggest going to Norway if you have children. That is a huge statement for me to make, and I know that's something a lot of people won't agree with, but if you are in any way struggling and you have children, I would suggest consider it once more. If there's anything else, if you have a stable economy or you have a somewhat stable economy, then Norway is a good place for you because it's freaking expensive, and but you don't have to pay for child's I mean healthcare and education and stuff like that. So other than that, I would say it's a good thing. I hope that didn't get too much and too heavy, but anyway, yeah. Uh, a question that popped up in my head since it has happened to me is how friends and family view you as a person when you got to know about your religion slash fate or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you're asking how my friends and family are reacting to the fact that I am a Wiccan or a witch or pagan or however I identify myself. I remember talking about in a Norwegian video I did about how in Norway you don't really have that much of a problem, at least not where I live. There's not really this problem of, oh, am I am Wiccan, my family is going to disown me kind of thing. It's more this situation where you tell people you are a witch and they ask you, oh, can you do a magic trick? It's sort of like a nerdy thing to most Norwegians. Like, have you watched too much Harry Potter? But other than that, they're for the most part very accepting, very open in that regard, I guess. Uh, let's see here. Can I become Shinto and Wicca? That was an interesting question. Can I just search that up for a second? Shintoism? That's a Japanese thing, isn't it? I just have my computer here in case I need to fact check myself. Because I want to answer to the best of my ability. Shinto or Kami no Michi, I think. as well as other names, is the traditional religion of Japan that focuses on ritual practices to be carried out diligently to establish a connection between present-day Japan and its ancient past. That's just a basic description. From what I gather from that sentence, yes. I mean, that sounds like a nature-based religion. It sounds like one of those pagan-like religions. I am not quite sure. I think that's a topic for another video, but maybe. I mean, as of right now, on the surface, I don't see a problem with that. What is your perspective? What is your perspective on LGBT Wiccans / pagans? I have this question because I'm a bisexual Wiccan. That's also another rabbit hole. I don't have a problem in general with different sexualities. When it comes to Wicca and paganism, I mean, I don't see a problem with that either. In fact, it's not really any of my business what people do with other people. And in this instance of Wicca and paganism, it's basically the same. I have my bits of critique for certain aspects of this LGBT thing. I am somewhat skeptic to how the LGBT community expresses itself in certain countries, in certain ways. But as for the whole, I am bisexual, I am trans, I am lesbian, I'm gay, I'm things like that, then I don't see a problem with it. It may or may not, it may affect how you practice or how you see the world in terms of like the god and goddess and stuff like that, and I can see how that's problematic. I find that problematic myself. But that's basically my thoughts, and it's hard to go into that, I guess, in this live stream without spending all of my time. How do you work with prayer if you do practice it? I have not done a lot of prayer type thing in a while. I do have a morning and night prayer. I have not actively been using it recently. I feel like I should, but at the same time, I feel like I never managed to make it part of my life anymore. But when I do feel like using it, then it actually does really help. The closest thing I get to prayers other than that is spells, because spells for me is kind of a very similar thing. And how I do that varies a lot, I guess you can say. Would you do videos in other places other than your home and include your friends and family too? I have asked my mother if she wants to join in a video. She has said no as of now. I think that one of the funny things with bringing my family into this would be that you would be able to see how similar a lot of them are to me. I think it would be really funny if I could incorporate my sibling into my video, but he is not in any way, shape, or form interested in this the topic of Wicca and witchcraft, other than the fact that he does like to joke around with it like a lot of my other friends do. I mean, they like to make jokes about how I'm a black witch trying to, you know, turn back time to the Middle Ages, and how I'm trying to, like, cast black magic spells on someone. But that would be kind of fun to see how it would play out in a video. But I don't know if I can manage to do it. I can get my friends to join me in videos. That would be amazing. For example, the tea and tisanes taste test stuff. I've also been considering another video idea with some of my friends, but you don't get to know that yet, because that's just an idea as of right now. But we have some really specific ideas. Do you have a familiar? I don't have a familiar. I have a cat. That is not to say he's a familiar. He is my dear kitty cat Raisin, and I love him so much. But having pets or creatures help me in my craft specifically, I'd rather do that alone. Or with something that is of my own imagination. I don't really know if I would like to bring my cat into this whole practice of mine, if you will. Uh, uh, let's see. What do you suggest to work with? Could you, if you're still here, could you please, JN Cooking, could you please specify what you mean by what do you suggest to work with? If you could specify that, then maybe it would be easier for me to answer that question. Wait a second. Edit. For what do you suggest to work with for a more successful outcome? Shadows, fairies, deities, demons, ghosts, maybe? Um, I don't work a lot with things like fairies and demons and stuff. For me, that's been kind of a far-fetched idea in the sense that it's okay if you believe in it. I don't know how to feel about it yet. These are things I've been contemplating. Uh, I just feel like working with myself is the most important part of my practice as of now. Uh, I would say work with nature, work with deities, I guess you could say, or the god and goddess and stuff like that. For me, it's those things are the most important for me right now. Like, especially nature, and I can't wait until spring arrives because the thing is, I feel a stronger connection to nature when everything is warm and sunny and bright, and I can actually walk barefoot. I can really enjoy myself fully and completely in nature. Uh, okay. What's the next holiday? What's the next holiday in terms of what? I mean, in terms of Wicca, I believe it is Ostara. Am I completely off now? Wheel of the year. Because if you're anything like me, then you'll have a horrible time with dates. Uh, I don't think Imbolc has arrived yet. I think it's the 31st. Now I'm very scared. No, it's February. That's right. It's February. Wow. I was so off. Um, yeah, so in terms of, Wicca and paganism and stuff, it's Imbolc. Get ready for Imbolc, guys. um, it's not my favorite Sabbat, I must say, but it is a nice way of, like, starting the return of spring and stuff. What was your religion before you became a Wiccan, and how did you find Wicca? That's a long story, and I'm gonna try to explain it very shortly. First of all, I did not have a religion before Wicca. I was borderline spiritual. I've always been sort of spiritual, I guess you can say. I have had a lot of times where I've strongly related to Christianity. In fact, the closest I guess you can say was, well, to my religion, was agnosticism, or like, I was basically all about I could imagine anything. Like, I could almost relate to anything. I understand all kinds of people, whether they're atheist or religious. Mm, sorry, that's just my tea. And so I didn't really have a religion. How did I find Wicca? I went to the internet. I found some Wiccan and pagan chants and songs. Uh, I had a lot of fun with that. I started studying Wicca as a result of that, and bam, I decided to become a Wiccan at some point. At least that was the point in time where I got to know Wicca a little bit better, and I decided that, it was something for me. So, I think I've explained that very many times, but it's sort of always difficult to explain in a way. Mm-hmm. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sorry for my weird sounds. I like how you guys are interacting with each other. I like to see that. So, but also keep your questions coming. How do you celebrate Imbolc? I would celebrate Imbolc using fire. Fire is a great element. If you can't do anything grand or big, which I can't either, then light a candle. Light up your fireplace? Can you say that? Yeah, yeah. So use your fireplace to your advantage. If you can't do that, if you don't have one, then light a candle. That's a really interesting way of, like, doing it. It may not sound interesting to most people, but I like to keep things simple, so that's one really good way of doing it. I'm probably also going to bake some stuff, but I'm not really good at baking. I will try. I will try. La la la. I like the upcoming Fat Tuesday, cause I get cause I get to eat semla. Semla. What the fridge? Semla. Is there something I'm missing out on here? Oh, no, chemin. Okay, I get it now. I get it. I get it. It looks like. It looks like. It looks like. What is it called in English? I don't know what it's called. In Norwegian, it's called like. It looks like. It looks like berlinerboller, but with 2 layers of bread and then cream on it, like a cake. That was interesting. I I have eaten that before, but what is it called? I don't know. Fastlagsbullar. I guess? Is that what it's called also? I don't know. Sorry, you really got me there. Uh, wait. It's a bun with marzipan and whipped cream? What? Marzipan? Marzipan. Really? Just wait a second. Is this what you're talking about? Wait. It's a bit too bright. I can't really show you, but I think you saw it. That is some amazing stuff. You've got me hooked, man. Dude, now I can't stop thinking about semla. I'm shaking. I am so wanting sugar right now. Wait, oops, not marzipan. Yeah, it doesn't look like marzipan. It looks like cream or something. I don't know. Well, I personally don't like marzipan, but, I mean, have you ever seen those cakes with, like, marzipan all over the top? I always take off the marzipan and just eat the cake underneath. Anyway, where am I going with this? My zodiac sign is Cancer. And yes, don't be like everyone else in my social circle using that to their advantage, just like, oh, you're Cancer, it's your zodiac sign. Oh, Maya, you're Cancer. You play Sonic in Super Smash Bros. You're Cancer. I know completely unrelated. No, but like, it's Cancer. I'm the water sign Cancer. In the Chinese zodiac, I'm a snake. I'm a snake. Or, yeah, well, snack. Snack, I just love the word snack. So, yeah. Should I go on talking about that? Probably not. La 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 la. Do you like Harry Potter? Lol, it's irrelevant, but I couldn't think of any other questions. My parents were actually, or my mother specifically, was like freaking Harry Potter all the way. Like, I've watched all the Harry Potter movies multiple times. I have listened to the Norwegian translation, the audiobook, the Norwegian version, 1,000 times. I swear I know the manuscript backwards. Like, I'm familiarized a lot with Harry Potter. It was part of my childhood, and I also have the Chinese version and everything on DVD. Oh my lord. that was just that was just gold. It was just everything. But I don't I'm not really a huge fan of it. I just know. I just know. I just know. um, what do you think about Christianity? This is from Mu Aihara, who has asked questions before on this live stream. What do you think about Christianity? Because they steal holidays from pagans. I mean, the holidays they have now is based on paganism, because I guess they needed to make it easier for people who are not, you know, Christian to convert to Christianity at the time. Uh, I am very religion friendly. I'm very Christian friendly. I'm very friendly to all religions, because one of my basic philosophies is that religion isn't a bad thing. Religion is a good thing. There will always be power hungry people, and throughout the ages, people who have this really intense power for hunger have used anything at their they can have anything that's at their disposal they can use to gain power. Back in the day, most of it was Christianity and religion. People have used that to their advantage over the ages, but fundamentally speaking, religion isn't a bad thing, and I don't think that Christianity is worse than anything else. I do not think Islam is any worse than anything else. I just think that all religions, all philosophies have their downsides, I guess. They have their very good things, and then there are some things you're just like, what the heck is this? But I have read the Quran. I am going to read the Bible for study reasons, for like personal interests. But generally speaking, I think Christianity is completely okay. In fact, I'm very positive to it. Um, Hi there, I'm from Spain and also a Celtic eclectic Wiccan. My question is, what type of Wiccan are you? I did a video about this a long time ago. I believe I mostly associate myself with eclectic Wicca. I am an eclectic Wiccan. I do things as they come. I've also had the shamanic practice of spirit animals, though I haven't engaged in that very much recently, so I don't really associate myself much with that either. I do have a strong foundation in the traditional Wicca as a Gardnerian Wicca. Though I'm not a Gardnerian Wiccan specifically, I do associate myself with that path in terms of like the philosophy and like way of practicing. But coming back to the marzipan question, the cake question, I hear a lot of you are or not interested, but that you like marzipan. God dang it! I have this thing where I say like there's MML. I don't like mint, at least not mint chewing gum. I don't like marzipan, and I don't like licorice. MML. When somebody asks me, "Do you like this?" I say I don't like MML because I don't like mint, I don't like marzipan, and I don't like licorice. The only time I can take licorice is in like, or I mean mint, is in like peppermint oil, uh, stuff like that. But other than that, I don't like consuming it really. Uh, What deities do you follow? I don't follow any specific deities. I'm a duotheist and not a polytheist, meaning that I basically just think of the divine as like a goddess and a god, or like two separate forces that are still not separate. They're very much one in a sense, and they are the balance, if you will. Before, back in my newbie days, if you will, I think I associated myself the most with Diana and maybe Helios. I don't know, but I don't associate myself with that anymore. Um, Hello to all of you guys who have joined during this time, by the way. La 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 la. La 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 la. Have you ever visited the UK? And have you ever considered looking into traditional West Country witchcraft? no to both of those. I do want to go to the UK. I want to go to Great Britain and just go to Stonehenge. Like, if I do that, I will make a vlog. Trust me, I will. I want to go to Stonehenge. I want to go and see medieval castles. Oh my god! So, hopefully that's gonna happen. uh, but traditional West Country witchcraft, I have not considered that. No, I don't think so. Maybe I will. Uh, da, da. Good morning from Newport, RI? What is your favorite go-to book? What is my favorite go-to book? Are we talking Wiccan books? I think we are talking Wiccan books, in which case, Scott Cunningham's Book of Shadows. I think it'll have to be that. I did a review on that. You can go find it on my channel. Scott Cunningham's Book of Shadows versus Introduction or like to the Solitary Practitioner. That's I would say that's a pretty decent video actually of mine. Haha, I like all the MMLs. God dang it. So multiple of you guys like MML. Gosh dang it. So am I the only one who doesn't like marzipan, mint, or mint, marzipan, and licorice? Nah. Well, at least I'm not completely alone. What do you think? What do you think? Sun is feminine or masculine? Because I think Sun is feminine. If we're going very traditional terms here, I would say masculine. However, I don't really like to use these words very much in my practice because I don't really try to associate the sun with masculine and moon with feminine. I try to think of them as what they fundamentally are, like the sun is bright, it's shining, it's strong. Whether that's masculine or not is kind of that's a different discussion in my opinion. That being said, I don't have a problem if anybody else does this. I mean, I'm still figuring things out for myself. But if I were to say something, I would go for the traditional way of viewing it, like Wiccan view of viewing it. The sun is masculine per se, I guess, and the moon is feminine. La la la. I live really near Stonehenge. Guys, I know I'm very delayed in my response to your response to my questions. That was really weird. But okay, that's really cool. I mean, I really do want to visit Stonehenge. That's all I can say. Maybe we'll see each other. Who knows? Da 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 da. I recently bought The Solitary Practitioner. Can't spell. That's a good book, I must say. I mean, I really want to write my own book someday. I know that probably sounds selfish, just like, ha, no other books are good enough. That's not the case. I just really want to write a book someday that has to do with Wicca. In fact, I really want to write some books. Although I'm still in the process of trying to do that, but it's kind of hard. Yeah. What is your nickname if you have one? Man, I've been dying to get this question. My main nickname the only nickname I actually react to when it's said is Lambie. For a lot of Norwegians, this is funny as heck because the one of the more popular, I guess you can say, well-known toilet paper brands is actually called Lambie. So whenever people get to know that my nickname is Lambie, they're all like, "Oh my gosh, Maya, are you toilet paper?" And I'm like, "No, that's not what it means. It's like lamb, as in lamb, and then E. Like Lambi. Lambi. So yeah, Lambi. Lambi, if you will. That's the one name that I react to. Like when my mother says Lambi, I will be like, yes! Uh, well, or yes. So, other than that, I've been called witch. Obviously, people are like, oh my god, Maya's a witch. Um, what else have I been called? I've been called a cow. Yes, some of my friends, my close friends, and my close family are sometimes like, "Hey cow, what are you doing?" And that sounds like an insult. I have gotten used to it not being an insult. I think of cows as cute. I mean, yeah, they run funny, I think, and they're kind of big, but I mean, I love cows. So that's it, I guess. But if you really want another nickname other than KittyMoon to call me, I guess Lambie would be a safe go. Uh so yeah, that seems to be all the questions for now. Uh if there's anything else you guys want me to briefly talk about or chat about with you guys, then is it okay that I'm Wiccan but don't like the word witch? There's such a dogma attached to it. That's actually a good question. Is it okay that I'm Wiccan but don't like the word witch? Uh, I think it's okay to not like the word witch whether you're a Wiccan or not. This is one of the bits of critique that I've gotten the most from people around me who are not Wiccan. And I totally get it. The word witch carries so many connotations and associations to things that don't have anything to do with Wicca. And the fact of the matter is, in most of our modern societies, witch has a completely different meaning than what we're referring to, which is kind of like the old school meaning, the meaning of like wise witch, wise woman gathering herbs and making medicine kind of stuff, or like practitioner of Wicca or witchcraft. I totally understand that there are some people who do not like to associate themselves with the word witch. I have felt very skeptic to that at times. And, you know, if you're a Wiccan, then you don't technically have to identify yourself as a witch specifically, although you maybe are one. You can say that you're a Wiccan. I would say that's completely fine. What are your hobbies? I love singing. I love singing. I love languages. I like to combine singing and languages, in fact. I I like using instruments to sing and to sing in other languages. I've tried playing the guitar. I have this like guitar around the corner here, I believe, and I've tried to like play it and play some of my favorite songs on it. It's absolutely fun. I also like to do YouTube, of course. I mean, what would I be? Where would I be right now without my YouTube and without my video making and without my? Oh, it's so fun! I have so much fun. Da, da, da. What's the best book to read? Can you specify what you mean by books? Are you talking oh yeah, you're talking maybe Wicca? Wicca books? um by the way, I like to see that you guys are liking the name Lambie. It's yeah. I mean I like it a lot too. Uh okay, back to the question. What's the best book to read? If you're a beginner Wiccan or if you're a Wiccan, I would say Scott Cunningham's book, not Book of Shadows, Guide to the Solitary Practitioner, I think it's called. I don't have a lot of experience reading other books, but try it out. When you feel like you've got a fairly like okay understanding of things, I would suggest Cunningham's Book of Shadows, though it's more of a reference book than anything else. And if you're questioning the fundamentals of witchcraft, don't go on to the Element Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells, although it has a lot of content in it, although it has a lot of, like, introductory stuff to it. Yeah, try those basic things. Do you like Japan and their culture? Because I got Shintoism from it. I watch anime. I know a few Japanese phrases, and I like joking around with Japanese with American accents, or with an American accent. I do like the culture also in terms of the fact that it's close to Chinese culture in a sense, and I really, really resonate with that. But, like, I can walk around on a daily basis and be like, arigato gozaimasu. Just like, nobody takes it seriously. It's not meant to be taken seriously, but I just love to joke around with a language like that. Don't get me wrong, I don't speak Japanese though, but I'm watching that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is it's a really good anime, and that kind of stuff. But that's more like pop culture stuff, I guess you can say. Uh, da, da, da. Do you believe in science, or do you have some disagreements with it, either personally or because of your religion? Oh, I actually really like that question, but it's a hard one to answer. I, for me, believing in science isn't a question of belief or not. Science and religion answer two separate questions. Uh, Science tries to disprove things with the intention of further trying to understand the world. And it's trying to do that in terms of, like, physics and biology and chemistry and all those fields. It's trying to understand the, like, physical components of the world and trying to disprove theories and go through paradigm shifts. Religion is truly about belief. So is spirituality. It's about belief or faith in something. And I don't disagree with science. I mean, I align my belief with science, but at the same time, I do question scientific discoveries or discoveries in general, because the thing is, none of what no science and no religion is absolute. That's the fact of the matter. Science doesn't prove anything, it disproves, and anything that proves something is pseudoscience. Uh, the scary thing about religion and stuff like that is that it can quickly go into the pseudoscience territory, like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I can prove this and that, therefore this is real. Science is just taking theories and it's questioning them, or it's like challenging them, and science says that at this point in time, this theory is the standard because we can't disprove it. I mean, the reason why the theory of evolution is even still a thing is because there is no way for us to disprove it. That isn't to say that everything about the theory of evolution is correct. We can't know that, but we certainly can't disprove it. And I just feel like these two go hand in hand because it's not about believing in one or the other. It's simply about trying to understand the world better through different ways of seeing the world. So I'm 100% on science's side. I'm 100%. I'm very spiritual. I'm in those kinds of things. I'm very creative and imaginative. But you just use them to critically evaluate yourself. There is no absolute truth. uh, and so yeah, I guess the short question is just, I don't have any disagreements towards science because of my religion. That's basically it. What anime did you watch? As for the anime that I mentioned recently, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I also like animes like Attack on Titan and slice of life animes like Kiss Him Not Me. That's reverse harem. But yeah, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. If any of you guys watch it, please tell me what you guys think of it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Sorry. How's politics over there? In the US, it's corrupt, and I think they've all gone mad. Wait a second. I watched a video on YouTube called Since the Falsely So Called. Very interesting documentary. I'll keep that in mind. How's politics over there? In the US, it's corrupt, and I think they've all gone mad. I feel like, yes, the US could do a better job because the US is kind of like an inspiration for us all. Norwegian politics has been very split, I guess you can say, but all all pol- all Norwegian political parties, the major ones, agree with the same thing. They believe in a social welfare or a welfare state, I guess you can say, where everyone has the right to education and everyone has these are fundamental human rights, and Norwegians believe the Norwegian parties, there are multiple of them, I'm just saying, but they all have that in common. The US is kind of very split. You have one party and then another, and they're completely on the opposite sides. They also shout at each other and scream at each other, as far as I'm concerned. Norwegians have not, or the Norwegian parties have not done that a lot. I think up until recently, they've started becoming very, like, enemy type thing. That's just my view on it. But politics over here is still one-dimensional in the sense that I do believe Norway is in many ways narrow-minded and I guess you can say sort of like politically correct, if you will. That being said, however, most of the time it's good, actually. We have multiple different political parties. I actually associate myself with one of them, KrF, which is literally the Norwegian Democratic Party, Christian Democratic Party, I believe it is called in English. And everyone has misconceptions about it. It's like, oh my god, you're in that party, aka you must be Christian. No, I'm not. And you guys would know that. Num, 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 num. Num, 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 num. I'm making a lot of sounds in this live stream. I'm just so hyped. Though I'm getting kind of drowsy. So, yeah, those were a bunch of questions. I was thinking of keeping this live stream under or less than 1 hour long, or something around that time, I guess you can say. I feel like I'm getting better and better at this whole live stream thing. It's still kind of new to me. But yeah, if you have any feedback as to how I can make these live streams better, make sure to comment down below. Make sure to leave your thoughts after this live stream is over even, but yeah, now. Just checking in, like hearing everyone's opinions and suggestions. I myself am just living and learning, blessed be. That is actually a great way to end the live stream. I am so glad you guys have joined this live stream. To all of you who have visited this live stream, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have learned something new. I hope you guys have been able to engage and have gotten your questions answered. I feel like somehow there's never enough time to answer things in depth. So... how about some shoutouts? Oh yeah, are we talking like... Wait, how do you mean shoutouts? Do you mean saying the person's name before I read up the question? Or are we talking different kinds of shoutouts here? I mean, that's something that yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. I see. Right. I'll remember that till next time. For the record, guys, it was, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong right now. Heidi Brown? Heidi Brown? Yeah, well, I'm really sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but you were the one who asked that question in the beginning about how to protect yourself from negative energy, I believe it was. Um, hi, uh, huh? Wait, what? Okay, no, that's just me. Alright, Heidi Brown, okay. Well, it was you that asked that. Oh, I can't speak English anymore. You were the one who asked that question, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm sorry, things are like spinning in my head right now. I should probably take some more tea. It's cold. It's cold. So, thank you so much for asking that question. I will, and I say that again, I will make a video on the question that you asked. Although I did answer it pretty much in this live stream. So yeah, I should stop delaying right now. I need to go anyway. I'm on borrowed time here, if you can even say that. So yeah, thank you guys so much again for joining this live stream. And you know what? Yeah, I hope you guys will join me for my next live stream, whenever that is, and that you continue to hang around this channel, and that you continue to watch my videos. And you know what? I should end it here. Yeah. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Blessed be to all of you. Have a good night and or day, no matter where you are. And yeah, until next time, guys. Blessed be from my pagan life. Remember to leave, to continue discussing if you wish to do that in the comments, and also to leave some constructive criticism if there's anything I could get better at. So, goodbye, guys. Blessed be from my pagan life. And now, to ending this live stream.